There's fresh trouble for the President's MCE nominee for Juaben, Alex Safo-Kantanka, whose election has been saddled with controversies. The latest is that he's been invited by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The statement from the OSP, or the letter from the OSP, reads as follows. The office direction to attend the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has commenced investigations into allegations of corruption and corruption-related offences, especially corruption and intimidation, in respect of a public election, in relation to your nomination and confirmation or otherwise as the Municipal Chief Executive of Juaben Municipality in the Ashanti region. The OSP considers you a person necessary for the investigations. You are directed to attend in person the office of the OSP at 6 Haile Selassie Avenue, Southbridge, Accra, with digital address GA0790906 on Tuesday, November 9, 2021 at 2:30 in the afternoon for interviewing. You may be accompanied by a counsel of your choice. So this invitation was supposed to have been honored yesterday, Tuesday, or actually next week, Tuesday, November 9. And is signed by Juaben, who's the Special Prosecutor. Let's get to the Ghana Integrity Initiative's Bright Soul for more on this. Good morning to you, Mr. Soul. Now, what do you make of this invitation from the Office of the Special Prosecutor, especially when it's coming on the back of a similar invitation, in fact, the arrest of the MCE nominee by the police?
Well, I think the issue or the allegations of vote buying, particularly at this time of the year when you're talking about confirmation of MMDCEs, we keep hearing about this over the last couple of years. People who apparently give money to be confirmed. And I think one of the issues why it's also come out is that when people give out these monies and they don't get a confirmation, they do get bitter. It's something that as a society we've worked on, many years. Kodio has done a lot of work on this, but we've not got that traction from those who are in charge to follow up and take these issues up. So to hear that the Special Prosecutor has actually taken on one of such issues and looks like he intends to investigate it is something that is of certain joy to the anti-corruption community. But again, we just hope that it does not start and end with Mr. Kantanka, because there are several of these that we've heard over the last couple of years, in this year's MMDC issues. And we are hoping that the investigation they want to do, they'll look at the issue holistically, however there is the evidence. They invite such members also to investigate the issue.
All right, so as I indicated earlier, the police has already taken up this matter, and Mr. Kantanka was arrested. He has been granted bail. Should we still have the Special Prosecutor dealing or investigating an issue that the police has already taken up?
I think this issue came up, and we've also always discussed the issue of theft war, but it's not necessarily a theft war issue we are looking at this stage, because if the police have a mandate to be able to take on this issue, so that the Special Prosecutor. But at some point, the two institutions will have to have a conversation. I think usually the very specialized office in that particular area, which in this case I suspect might be the OSP, will be the one to take up the issue. So the institutions will have to communicate, and obviously one of them have to be able to continue the investigations while the other one handles it, or give the case to the other one. So it's not particularly rare that such things happen, but as soon as it happens, the institutions communicate. And whichever is more specialized in the particular incident and investigation or particular crime normally handles it.
How differently, Mr. So, do you think the Special Prosecutor is going to handle it from the way the police is handling it?
Well, I mean, I cannot speak to how, if I can only speak to the mandate, as it were. The police is in charge of basically all kinds of crime that goes to the country. Yeah, they can invite you for all manner of crime that is committed in this country. The Special Prosecutor is the one specialized on corruption issues. So we'll have to go to determine if what we are looking at, what they investigate is an instance of electoral corruption. If you look at our laws, the political parties law, Act 574, of 2000, you look at the People's Representation, the Representation of People's Law, PNDC Law 284, which of 1992. The guidelines are there. So as long as determined that these are instances of corruption, then of course the specialized office is the one that gets to handle it. Then the word specialized is what the emphasis should be on, that the particular office has men and women who have competence in that particular area, specialized competence in that particular area, and therefore can handle the case a lot better. I think that's where the drawing line is going to.
All right, thank you very much, Bright, so who is with the Ghana Integrity Initiative. Meanwhile, a member of Parliament for Juaben MCE is asking the House to probe the questionable election of some metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives. His statement on the floor of the House was after tensions reached boiling point over the controversy surrounding the election of MMDCEs in the country. The MP cited the case of the Juaben district where a presiding member is challenging the approval of the DC nominee who he alleges was conducted, or which election he alleges was conducted on the blind side of assembly members.
Mr. Speaker, at the core of our democratic practice is elections, an opportunity for opposing elements to register their displeasure with how and by whom they are being governed, and any attempt to silence, muzzle, or rid citizens and elected representatives of their right to oppose decisions made on their behalf have the potential to open the doors of anarchy and lead to an open disastrous revolt. This must by all means be prevented. Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, it is not a unique occurrence, but seems to have been flawlessly replicated in several districts across the country. The plethora of locations where such horrible examples include Juaben district, Babiani Anyanso Bekwai, and Sechira. Mr. Speaker, although MPs are non-voting members of the District Assembly, they are ex officio members of the Assembly who must be present at meetings of the Assembly. Mr. Speaker, the Kumawu MP, however, had the unfortunate ordeal of being barricaded out of the Assembly Hall where meetings to conduct elections for the president nominee for the Kumawu district was ongoing. The preponderance of such precedents and developments, as outlined, are fast eroding public confidence in the democratic practice, and frantic efforts are needed to reinstate the fast-waning confidence in the outcome of our democratic process. If efforts are not made to redirect Ghana's democratic vessel back to the path of rectitude, we may end up like the unfortunate stories of military revolts or coup d'etats and social unrest across the continent with their attendant socioeconomic stagnation and retrogression. As legislators or members of parliament, we have through democratic process emerged as voices for countless thousands. For this reason, we must raise our voices against such acts that have the likelihood of getting us back.
Minister for Local Government and Rural Development Dan Boche in a sharp rebuttal said neither the President nor the governing MPP has been involved in the confirmation of MMDCEs.
The manuals of, of Hansard of this House is saying that this matter should not be dealt with by the ruling MPP. It's admission of the fact that a political party is involved in the process of confirming an MMDC. But that's not the case. The Act 96 which we passed in this parliament, there's nowhere where a political party gets involved in this. Again, this is not MPP Ghana or Akufo-Addo's Ghana. It's allowed to stand in this House.
Mr. Minister.
And I'm saying that I'm surprised.
Mr. Minister,
yes.
I share your position perfectly, but
yes.
I wish you didn't go to that angle of you are surprised this statement was admitted. If you can take off that aspect, I would be more respectful.
I'm no longer surprised. I'm no longer surprised. I'm no longer surprised that consistent with what is happening, such a statement has been made in this House. I'm no longer surprised at all. I'm not surprised. But let it be made clear that it's full of fallacy. The process of confirmation of MMDCE is aligned in the Constitution and in Act 936. At nowhere is a political party involved. At nowhere is the executive president involved. And it is clear that the presiding member calls for the meeting of the Assembly. He invites the Electoral Commission and the process takes place. That is it. And therefore, for anybody to make a statement
Mr. Minister, hold on again.